Hi dear fam, I'm Mummy Dear. Welcome back to my channel. Here's a fun fact. I speak 3 languages. Despite being told I would become a joksing when I moved to Canada when I was 6 years old, I somehow managed to preserve my native tongue, Cantonese, and learn to read and write, and even picked up Mandarin along the way. In order to demonstrate, I'll be speaking the next segment in Cantonese, then in Mandarin. You can let me know if you pick up an accent. In this video, I'll be sharing all the secrets of how I was raised to be trilingual. Stick around. 其中一樣我好想未來帶俾我嘅女呢，就係到佢大個嘅時候，仍然可以講到自己種族嘅語言，即係中文。因為我覺得如果佢識得講自己種族嘅語言呢，對佢未來嘅社交圈子啊，對佢嘅工作嘅機會，同埋佢自己對自我嘅認知呢，係會好好多嘅。因為佢將會喺多倫多長大，所以我一啲都唔擔心佢日後係唔識講英文。但係有幾多小朋友好似佢咁喺呢邊出世長大，係可以維係到自己種族嘅語言呢？當我想到我是如何可以帶大我的女兒同樣能說中文的時候，我發現我本人就是活生生的一個例子。怎麼能夠從小來到加拿大，還可以保全說廣東話，然後還學會了說普通話？在這個視頻，我想分享一下我是如何辦得到。如果你想知道的話，那繼續觀看。I believe that when you talk to people who speak multiple languages, most of them can do so because they meet the following 4 criteria. The first criteria is that there was the right mindset in the caregiver and in the learner. As far as I can remember when I was a child, my parents have always emphasized that we should remember and respect our heritage roots. And in our case, it's that we're ethnically Chinese. This is very important in instilling the right positive mindset for a child to want to explore their cultural background and to perhaps learn their ethnic language. Number 2, there's usually a passive learning stage where the child is just given a lot of frequent and early exposure to the language. When I think back to the past, we always spoke Cantonese as the main language in the house, and that really was helpful in helping me preserve the spoken language of Cantonese. As well, my dad and my older sisters had a love for Chinese music, and we would always play it around the house. That got me drawn into the Chinese music, and that really just reinforced my knowledge of that language furthermore. In terms of practical application of this on my daughter, we've been just making a lot of conscious effort to speak mainly Cantonese to her, and we encourage grandparents and other caregivers to do that as well. I would purposely sing songs to her in Chinese, and we also let her watch Peppa Pig. And here's a very good tip. So she loves Peppa Pig. She'll watch it in English, in Cantonese, and in Mandarin. So just let them watch it and a lot of it will sink in. Here and there, she would suddenly mimic Peppa Pig's phrases and it's hilarious. We also enrolled my daughter into a daycare which offers Cantonese and Mandarin teaching sessions, and we found that to be really effective as well. As far as I can tell, my daughter is bilingual right now. She can understand pretty much everything in Cantonese and English, and she also utters really short sentences in both languages. While this is all good, this will only really reinforce the spoken language. If you want to be able to read and write in this other language, then you'll need to meet the 3rd criteria. Criteria number 3 is that usually the learner had the luxury of having someone actively teach them the language. For myself, this is the secret of where my Chinese foundation is formed. I remember on Saturday mornings when we were younger, my mom would take textbooks passed down by my older sisters from Hong Kong. She would read to us a chapter at a time, have us recognize the characters, then we would practice writing the characters, then she would dictate us on the entire chapter. over time, that's how you learn to read and write. As for learning Mandarin, my mom also laid the foundation for us, and it doesn't get as old school as this anymore. We used a cassette tape, and we had a book that we could follow along, and we would just play, listen, pause, rewind, and repeat. And that's how we learned the basics of Mandarin pronunciations of words. Number 4, there needs to be active use and practice of the language. The truth is, you're only going to retain what you actually use. So remember how I was drawn to Chinese music and TV? Well, I loved singing karaoke, and I sang it in Cantonese and Mandarin, so that helped with both the pronunciation and also in reading the text. As well, I watched Chinese dramas, and when I didn't understand what was going on, I could refer to the Chinese subtitles, and that also really reinforced my Chinese. Then at high school, I had the opportunity of translating for ESL students, and that was a great opportunity for me to practice my Mandarin. The final polishing of my Mandarin was made possible when I used it on a day-to-day basis communicating with my patients. And in Toronto, trust me, you'll benefit from knowing it. So there you have it. I'm not saying it's easy, but that is how I was raised to be trilingual. I have every intention of implementing some of these methods on my daughter so she can also enjoy being multilingual in the future. Were you raised to be multilingual? Do you have additional tips to share with us on how to raise a child to speak multiple languages? Please share with us in the comment section below. If you enjoy watching videos like this, please support by hitting the like button. Consider subscribing for more mommy tips and advices, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss the next video. Until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Okay, Arden? And they saw it? Yeah. Get look at flowers.
He says she your sap.
Woo!